If you've ever announced a change and watched the room go silent, that silence is not agreement. It's burnout. Your team has been through enough changes that they've stopped believing this one will stick either. And the moment they check out, you've already failed. Not because of the change itself, but because how it was communicated. Today, I'm giving you 5 tactics to say the right thing when your team is tired of change. According to McKinsey, roughly 70% of organizational change initiatives fail to achieve their goals, and the number one reason is not strategy. It's not budget, it is people. Specifically, the failure to address employee resistance and change fatigue before it takes root. Change management is not a slide deck, it's a trust exercise. When your team has lived through whiplash, announcement after announcement, pivot after pivot, they stop listening to vision and start watching behavior. If you want adoption, you have to lead the human side of the change. In the Air Force, every change to the mission started with commander's intent, a clear statement of why we were doing it and what success looked like and what each person's role was in getting there. Without commander's intent, people fill the vacuum with assumption, rumor, and resistance. The same thing happens in your organization every time a change lands without context. Tactic 1, name the fatigue. This is the most skipped step in change communication and the most important. Before you say a word about what is changing, acknowledge what your team is already feeling. Try something like this. I know we've had a lot of change. It's normal to feel tired or skeptical right now. I'm not here to sell you something. I'm here to tell you what is happening and why. That one sentence lowers defensiveness immediately. People can sense when they're being managed around their feelings. When you name the fatigue, you signal this conversation is different. You are telling the truth, and truth is the foundation of trust. Before your next change announcement, have you said, I know we've been through a lot? Tactic 2, explain the why in plain language. Avoid corporate jargon. No one is inspired by improve operational synergy. Those words are change fatigue accelerants, which change fatigue accelerants is kind of a change fatigue accelerant, but I'll work on my own scripts in the future. Say what the problem the change actually solves. Give them something concrete. Here's an example. We are changing this process because customers are getting inconsistent answers and it's costing us renewals. 3 months from now, our goal is to improve that by 30%. Problem, change, expected outcome. That's the whole formula. Tactic 3, clarify what will not change. People in change fatigue are not just tired, they are looking for something to hold on to. Give it to them. Say something like, our values will not change. The way we treat each other will not change. Your role, your team, and your growth path are stable. The reporting structure will not change until further notice. And if those things are going to change, put that up in the front and say, this is what's changing. This is not spin. This is leadership. You are giving your team an anchor, something stable in the middle of motion. You have to mean it, but if you do, it gives them that anchor. Tactic 4, build a feedback loop you can close. Ask for input, but ask specifically. The worst thing you can do is say, does anyone have any questions? And call that engagement. Try something like this instead. I want to hear one risk you see in this change and one idea for how we could reduce it. Then, and this is the part most leaders skip, report back. Within 1 week, say, here is what we heard. Here's what we're doing about it. Credibility and change does not come from a perfect announcement. It comes from closing the loop. Tactic 5, give managers a message map. Your managers are the translation layer between leadership decisions and frontline reality. If they're confused, the rest of your team is going to be lost. Provide every manager with 3 bullets before any change goes out. 1, what is changing and when? 2, why it matters in plain language. 3, what they should do next week. That's the whole map. The most dangerous people in a change are not the skeptics. They're the managers who do not know what to say, so they say nothing and silence becomes the enemy. All right, I've got a bonus tactic for you today. Run a 30-day pulse check. 30 days after change launches, schedule a brief team check-in. 10 minutes, 1 meeting, 3 questions. What's working? What's not working? What do you need from me? The leaders who get adoption are not the ones who launch changes perfectly. They're the ones who check in, course correct fast, and show their team and the process is responsive, not rigid. All right, here's your recap. Name the fatigue before you say anything about the change. Explain the why in plain language, problem, change, outcome. Clarify what will not change and give your team an anchor. Build a feedback loop and close it within a week. Equip your managers with a 3-bullet message map, and 30 days in, run a pulse check. Change is hard. People don't like it. Communication is a thing that makes it survivable. All right, that's all for this week. If you're leading a change right now, drop a comment below and tell me the hardest part. If this episode gave you something you can use, hit like, share it with a manager or a leader on your team who can use it, and subscribe so you never miss one of our leadership TTPs. Go out there, do great things today, onward and upward.